Anti-Afro Spingallis. I'm coming on here to give a PSA of sorts. That's the first part of the video, and then very strange occurrence on the second part. So I was notified that there was a live stream that had email addresses that were posted. I notified the people who were impacted, let them know about the situation, and encouraged them to contact law enforcement if they encounter any sort of threats, harassment, to also let me know so I can make a report because of the situation going on relates to me. And if there's any assistance needed with getting connected with legal services, restraining orders, cease and desist letters, contact us and we will assist you with that. See, we will support and provide assistance to those who support us. We're not going to leave anybody high and dry. I'm actually in another hemisphere, but even so, I'm always going to make sure if there are any law violations / criminal activity, violations of rules, regulations, policies, where I'm on the receiving end, I'm going to address it. I'm going to address it with those who have the power and authority to make decisions about it. I'm not going to address it by running all over YouTube, jumping on panels, or screaming and hollering. I'll deal with decision makers to advocate for my best interest and those impacted. I don't interact with enemies or the aggressors in attempting to address issues that they cause. I stay in my hemisphere, which is far away from any effort to force me into any situation that I will not be in. A lot of subjects obviously forget this is YouTube's gig. We exist here because YouTube allows us to exist. Whether somebody chooses on their own to stay or go, it's their decision. But nobody is going to be able to do anything with anyone unless YouTube says so. We all have options. One option I will never, ever in life, and have never in life considered, is seeking anything, any comfort, any support, any refuge with enemies. I don't need to ask an enemy for anything. Anything I need, I can get it from someone who is a supporter, who is a family member, who's a friend, someone who's reliable. I can't imagine having to run to an enemy to help me with anything. I think that says a lot about any subject that has to go to an enemy and beg for help. That means such subjects have nowhere to go. What we do on YouTube very much mirrors what we do off YouTube. There's no way somebody can be on YouTube being treacherous and abusive, attacking families and attacking children unprovoked, and then off YouTube, they're nice. Tiff P used to try that shit about Dempsey. Speaking of Dempsey, yes, we're going to talk about Dempsey, D. Durrell, Dempsey Spears. Great time to transition. But you got to keep in mind, anyone can try as hard as they want to have any impact on you. They're only going to have the impact on you as much as you let them. As we've seen, the effort continues, the pushing and pushing and pushing, and we've seen in order to feel that there's any ground gained, there has to be a law violation. There has to be a policy violation. There has to be criminal behavior. We've seen it with Social Security. They got to violate YouTube guidelines. There can be no perception of victory, no matter how small, no matter how temporary, with enemies, with these abusers, with these demons, unless they're breaking some rule or regulation. That is the story of their life. Like I said, their life mirrors YouTube behavior. It mirrors off YouTube behaviors. You're going to get the same thing. If you're non-law abiding on YouTube, you're non-law abiding off YouTube. Yeah. And that also dovetails into what I want to say about Dempsey D. Durrell. Yes, Dempsey Spears. You want to talk about mentioning names. This is one name I will always mention. This is someone who went about years and years and years harassing me, harassing friends and family, making up all of these lies about us. So let me be clear. I will say it as often as I need to say it. There is not one grain of regret disclosing to the world or making it known of a public fact that is existing in the public record that Latasha Spears is a convicted child abuser. I don't give a damn what Dempsey Spears has to say about it. Dempsey Spears is the one that ran around here calling my friends registered sex offenders when they've never been arrested for any crime against a child and have no issues with children and are certified to work with children. While Latasha Spears can never again in life work on any job where children are anywhere in sight. Although he wouldn't have her work in his office, violating the law, Dempsey Spears, D. Durrell ran around calling my friends members of NAMBLA, child molesters, pedophiles. Lo and behold, DV abusers, up, domestic violence perpetrators, wife beaters, just out of whole cloth, came up and made up these lies, didn't present any quote receipts, didn't present any documentation, just up and said it. Held live streams, laughing about it. Ran live streams laughing about false police reports filed against my friends and thought it was all funny. And we always thought in our heads, we discussed it, there's something going on with this dude. What is the reason he keeps running around making up these blatant lies about people and their family members? And when we got that information, you damn right it was going to be released. Ran around here lying on everybody. Now, let me move on to another related topic. How Dempsey D. Durrell ran around talking about everybody's financial situation. That's another clue. Who the hell runs around obsessing over someone else's financial situation? More lies made up. One of the earliest lies that Dempsey D. Durrell told about me and my family is that my family got into a financial dispute with Umar Johnson. He just made it up. He did an 18-minute video, which I still have, obviously. 18-minute video, nothing but lies that he told about me and my family and Umar Johnson, and thought that shit was funny and put up a fake picture of me, just from A to Z lies. D. Durrell Dempsey Spears thinks he has a right to stand up here and spew all kinds of lies about me, about my friends, about our families. He thinks it's a federal crime for us to talk about his wife and her child abuse conviction, or to obtain the documents or anything related to it. Well, let me tell you, Dempsey, bring it on. Since 2022, I've had an attorney in Texas who's admitted to the federal bar. So make sure you get an attorney who's able to practice in front of the federal court, and let's go. Let's get this shit into court. You're nothing but a grandstander. You're a fraud. You're a thief. You got all kinds of shit that you have going on, and all you want to do is act like everybody else is in the dire straits that you're in. It's nothing but a show for Dempsey. For me, I'm dead ass serious. If you're serious about what you're saying, go ahead and file those papers, and you will be perjuring yourself, just like you stole the money from Medicaid on 2 different occasions. You perjured yourself when you signed those documents, when you stole the office mates' billing codes, when you lied and said you served those clients and you didn't. You are the fake, you are the fraud, you are the phony, you are the thief. That is you, Dumpsy D. Durrell. You threw your freaking career away for YouTube, stealing money to flex. Desperate. Gone are the $3.99. Gone are the $4.99 donations. Squeezing out $50, squeezing out $100, and $200 donations sends him into a tailspin. He is nothing but a phony, and the gig is up. Tell him, Dumpsy. You tell him what's going on in your life. Tell the truth instead of lying about everybody else. You play these damn internet games. That's to anyone out there. You think you got a problem with me, AAS, AFW? Take your ass into a courtroom and we'll see what happens. What's going to happen is you all going to lose because the timeline is clear. There is no law against us speaking on that child abuser, Latasha Spears. Dumpsy felt so comfortable getting up here in these YouTube streets, lying on every single one of my friends, attaching them to a crime involving children, registered sex offenders, child abusers, pedophiles, members of NAMBLA. And when we pull out the God, honest, gospel truth on Latasha Spears being a convicted child abuser, you got a problem. Right, that is your problem. Get this into court and let's see what happens. I'm not entertaining any fake bullshit beefs. But whoever wants to draw that over the line, you will be in court as well. There is no YouTube bullshit, fake and phony, fraudulent fights and beefs. That's some bullshit. Because you get kicked out of another sector, you want to think that you can get some bullshit going with AFW. We're not participating. You look and sound like a bunch of fools. I mean, like I said, the sanity of mankind is intact. A bunch of strangers don't want anything to do with picking fights with strangers. Now, if we were stupid enough to participate in this garbage, we'd go flying around to all these panels, jumping on these panels. Okay, then perhaps those in another space might say, who are these people? Maybe, maybe not. We're not the dummies. We actually have productive things going on in our lives. When we post information, people benefit from it. I hear all the time about what I post here. And the method of communication is not only through email. It's not only through group email. We have different email lists for different reasons. So everybody's name is not going to appear on the same group email list. We have our system set up. The system works for us. It's not meant to work for anyone else. We're not aiming for it to make sense for anyone else other than it making sense for us. What it is, the same old, same old. Nothing's different. The same old, same old. This is YouTube's domain. Same old, same old. I'm going to go wherever I want to go. I'm going to do what I'm going to do. I'm going to say what I'm going to say. I'm going to talk about whatever I want to talk about. Same old, same old. I don't chase anyone around. I don't try to force myself anywhere. I don't crawl on my belly to enemies. I don't try to jump on panels where I've been banned or kicked off. They always say I'm kicked off or banned after I leave, which doesn't make sense to me. Ban me, I don't give a shit. You sure as hell not going to see me running back over to a platform, begging, pleading, please, 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 let me get on, and cussing out the host or threatening to delete the host because the host doesn't want me on the panel. Right. Same old for me, same old for those subjects. You're not going to see anything different from me. I am who I am. I'm this way. Before I came to YouTube, as far as me protecting myself, the only difference is never had to do that with black folks. But it doesn't even matter. It doesn't matter who tries to harass and intimidate and threaten me, tell me they're going to do whatever. Well, go for it. I'm sure this is the way they act offline. The behavior online is mirroring the behavior offline. And we can tell by the backgrounds. It's consistent. And again, shout out to those who have engaged the criminal justice system who are reformed. There are those who are reformed, and there are those who are not. So I just think it's hilarious when you find the non-reformed passing judgment. Those who engage in the worst atrocities trying to pass judgment on the law-abiding. Those who work within the confines. That's why I always say, consider the source, folks. Do not let the non-law abiding, the amoral, the ones who engage in the worst atrocities stand in judgment of you. It's a joke. Don't internalize it. Keep doing what you're doing, which is what I'm going to do. I always have protected myself. I always will. That's what I didn't understand about the Carrie Ann screaming and crying about protection. Nobody taught her how to protect herself. And we're talking right here and now in the virtual sense, defending your dignity and self-respect. And it doesn't include forcing people to like you. It doesn't include forcing people to say nice things about you. That's not what it's about. I can tell you what it's not about. Running after those and begging after those who you've had these knockdown dragouts, or you talk all kinds of trash about their families and their kids, and now you're begging them to help you? I can't think of anything more humiliating. I'm really going to go and ask Propane Oak Lane to help me. Help me, please, Propane, help me. Who else is there out there that I don't deal with, that can't stand these freaks? KKC, help me, man. KKC, help me. They're talking about me. Let's run some live streams together. Just go down the list. Rage pigs, okay. I want, please help. Why they're talking about me? Oh my God! It's just the whole concept is just bizarre and embarrassing. It certainly doesn't embody anything that an actual man would do. A chronological, immature adult male would do it, but a man would never do that. I mean, and you could just hear Carrie Ann right now pulling the gender card. The black woman and the black woman. I don't give a damn. I don't care. I don't give a shit who it is. I'm going to defend myself. I don't care how many there are. And the way you defend yourself is not putting yourself in a position to be abused and humiliated like she did. I wish I would even think about interacting with any of those freaks. Once they display who they are, I am gone. They can say whatever the hell they want to say about me. I don't give a shit. I made it clear, crossing the line is when I will do something about it. Crossing the line is when I'll exercise my rights. I'm not getting involved with anything else. That's my approach. I'm going to access every right, every law. I am not divesting from the U.S. Constitution. I'm not divesting from state law, federal. I'm not divesting from anything. I'm going to get what the white folks get. Every single right that's due to me, I'm going to take full advantage of it. And I encourage you all to do the same. Hey, I encourage the enemies to do the same. Go ahead, make your reports. But the only problem they have is we don't violate the law. So they're stuck. That's why they're so pissed off and try to find, let's get together and let's attack. Carrie Ann will be screaming and hollering right now. I can't believe the black man is attacking me. Well, first off, they're not men. So that's one thing. I don't look at them as men. They try to perpetrate as men, but they're not men. So that's another mindset that you put yourself in. She actually looked at them as men and called them men. They're not men. They're chronological, immature adult males. If you want to give a term without me calling them the other description, freaks and demons. So she had it all wrong. And yes, we're going to still talk about Carrie Ann. Carrie Ann has a price to pay. Carrie Ann was foul as freak, what she did. And we're going through her videos right now. All that crap that was sent to us is disgusting. I did not stop and say, okay, when the videos were sent, I'm going to stop what I'm doing. I'm going to listen. No, people were sent the timestamps. It's disgusting, people. I don't even think I can play that shit. The crap that was coming out of her mouth. I can remember when she would say certain things. I'm like, oh God, I would turn it off. Do you mean to tell me you think the state of Georgia is going to be dormant and not give a damn when they get a hold of these full-blown live streams? Now, none of these live streams were sent to the district. The district is on the totem pole, down at the very bottom, scraping to get on. What they say and what they do, we don't care what anybody has to say about it. We continue what we said we're going to continue. But listen, folks, I want to make sure I drive the point home. Make sure you always consider the source of this so-called criticism, and I do put it in quotations. The source is essential. Once you ponder the source, that makes all the difference in the world about whether or not you should give a damn. Listen, folks, you know I got more to come. In the meantime, you know the drill. Buyer beware.